Hi guys, what's going on, and welcome back to another episode of Total War Arena. So today we're going to be looking at using Boudica as an infantry commander. So I'd say most people, and traditionally myself I'd include in this, consider Boudica to either be a wardog commander, which is what her speciality is classed as, or possibly for use with the barbarian archers down this tech tree at the bottom. But most people don't tend to use her as either cavalry or an infantry phalanx commander, because you tend to be better off with vercingetorix, or the other option is Arminius. But I have seen a few people trying out Boudica with infantry, because her abilities, such as Fury, is available to melee infantry. You can't really make use of ambush, but it's a pretty useless ability anyway as far as I'm concerned. And obviously Rebellion does work as well, it's available to melee infantry. So she's kind of got that possibility to use as a melee commander. I know some people, I think I mentioned in an earlier video, a bloke called Robert Oakwidge, who's a very good Boudica player, tends to use her with his Falxmen. So I thought it would be worth giving a go and see how we got on. Yeah, as I say, the two main things, obviously the charge, which is nice because it's got that much increased impact damage, so we get a bit more damage when we get a nice charge in. And obviously the Rebellion, which gives the melee defense and weapon damage, as well as positive ground effect. For the moment, although this does improve obviously as we get later on. It gives more abilities, more melee defense, more weapon damage, etc, etc. So that does get us a better ability. But the problem I have with Rebellion is that wind up, 10-second wind up time before it activates, which is fine with the war dogs when you're sort of releasing them from behind the front lines. But with sort of an infantry unit where you tend to go from non-combat to combat pretty quickly, I find that kind of hard to use. But anyway, let's hop into got a short replay to look at, and let's see how we got on. So you join me on the Battle of Marathon. As we get started, we spawned at the back of the base here. I wasn't paying enough attention and missed some of the nice forest spots. But I do sort of what most Barbarians players would do and head straight for the forest. Particularly on this map where the forest covers sort of quite a large part of the centre, it's kind of a pretty good idea with the Barbarians to get in there. Although, that's not to say that these guys can't fight outside of the forest. They are very effective out as well. It's just that they obviously get this nice 25% melee defense and attack bonus, which is quite significant, so worthwhile having. So yes, so Boudica, what's changed? Things that I did notice were you lose the unit charge, the harass, is it harass charge, something like that, which is like a basic charge which you get on the unit, so you get that with vercingetorix, but the unit actually loses that proprietary charge and is replaced just with the Fury of Boudica, which is a little bit of a shame because it would have been kind of nice to have access to both charges, just because Fury's got quite a long cooldown on it, so it's a little bit of a shame. I was a little bit disappointed about that, but it doesn't really matter too much, I don't suppose. So as we push it into the forest, I notice we've got these legionaries here, who I didn't actually notice at the time, but are Scipio commander, and they kind of budge together like this as a massive blob, which is exactly what we want. I wish I'd got Vercingetorix to throw flames at them now. But basically I send one unit in and use the charge, but I charge a little bit earlier and we hit allied units, so we don't get much of a charge in there. I then send the second unit, try to aim for more of a flank, and then push all the way around with the third unit to try and get that rear flank. I noticed they smash straight into Oath of Perseverance mode, which is fine. Again, we kind of screw up the charge with these friendly cavalry coming in, so it didn't really work very well for us on the Fury. But we have got units now back, side and front, so we are causing them quite a lot of morale damage. Even with Oath of Perseverance activating them, giving them plus 69 morale, they're still about to rout. They're on 0 morale, and there they go, routed. And once they've routed, they lost Oath of Perseverance, and they lost all their morale boost. So they get cut down pretty efficiently. Look at that, we do a lot of damage. That's why these Falxmen really come into their own when they can just score damage, free damage like this. They really cut down brutally effectively because of the actual damage that these Falxes do. Phalanxes or Falxmen probably. And we kill off the second unit, all goes well. We've got a final unit here which is in Oath of Perseverance, which we get sort of caught up with a little bit. Should have probably just ignored them, to be honest. Are kind of hard to kill because of the Oath of Perseverance, but you know, it's not worth hanging around for ages, which is what I do. Just trying to kill these guys off. So in the end I realise it's a waste of time and just push on and ignore them and let someone else finish them off. Not really worth my time to do it. Yeah, it works quite well against Oath of Perseverance with the Falxes because because of the really high weapon penetration and the fact it ignores shield defense, it kind of means Oath of Perseverance doesn't make that much difference in terms of reducing damage against Falxmen. So yeah, it's quite effective against them. So we push on, not too bad a start. We've still got pretty good health all around, and I see we've got this unit of warriors here, which I think we commit one unit to Falxmen too. Yes, we do, although I don't get a charge off because I wasn't paying enough attention. And we push the other units too. I noticed we've got this other unit of tier 5 barbarian warriors here. They just ran into their own flames, I think. So I flank round the back because some Libyan recruits are already engaging them frontally, and we do use our charge. We get a little bit of damage in, so a couple of thousand damage there with our Fury. Nothing amazing. Of course, get a friendly elephant getting involved. Gonna get a knockdown. And we basically just get stuck in on these guys. Obviously, they are in Iron Discipline, so they are unrousable for the moment, but we can still score a lot of damage against them. They've not entered Defiance for whatever reason. So we're still able to cut them down pretty quickly, and we get a reasonable amount of damage against them. Although we do take a good amount of damage as well, but we are being hit by some artillery from somewhere over here. Although I should say one thing I wanted to add was, since patch 3.1, artillery is a lot nicer to play against. I don't know what it's like to play from an artillery player's point of view, but it certainly doesn't feel anywhere near as powerful as it did pre patch 3.1. But anyway, as we move in, I notice there's some cavalry kicking around. Kind of a strange combination. It looked to me like the enemy had, an artillery, a cavalry, and a sword unit. I've never seen anyone take cavalry with an artillery unit, which is a strange move, but it works for him. So I basically set one unit on the enemy cavalry, the Celeres. We use our charge against the back of the legionaries, and we send our other unit up against the remaining artillery crew, which is enough to give us the flanking move, and they were out pretty quickly, which gives us a nice damage. Killing artillery crew is always a really effective way of building up some aggression points, because you just get so many points killing a unit of artillery. We managed to rout their legionaries, and of course we soon rack up a lot of damage. And we're doing a lot of damage against their Celeres as well, particularly for the amount we've taken in return, because obviously these Romans are supposed to be the tough, sort of hard unit, but they don't really, obviously, they have the shields which are ignored by the Falxes, and their body armour isn't really that strong enough, particularly given our really high melee weapon penetration. And that pretty much sums up this game. So to sort of sum up my feelings, I felt that Boudica is fine as a barbarian commander, and I think it would play out similarly with barbarian infantry as they do with Falxes. But I think that the ambush ability isn't really very useful, or doesn't do anything. Fury is nice, it's a better charge than you get with vercingetorix, but vercingetorix does get that proprietary uni-charge, that enemy harassment or whatever it is. So it's not as if you're gaining a charge, you're just getting a slightly better charge. But it's still not amazing, because these units don't really have a particularly high charge impact damage, only 140, and they're not carrying that much weight, so they don't really do that much damage in a charge anyway, unless you're charging against like a unit of archers or something like that. So it's kind of not that useful. Rebellion is nice, I like Rebellion, but the wind-up time of 10 seconds I think is more suited to wardogs than it is to infantry, or certainly in my case. Maybe a more skilled player sort of will predict the upcoming battle a bit better than I can, and sort of will be able to see how things pan out. But still, serves perfectly well, enjoyable game, and perfectly usable, just I think I'd rather play with vercingetorix for the moment anyway. Although I'm certainly going to give Boudica a bit more of a chance, see how I get on with her. Maybe it's just a bit of time to get used to her. I also wanted to give Arminius a go as a Falx commander, particularly with Frenzy, which gives that massive increase to melee attack, could be quite interesting. So, a bit of a short video obviously today, but hopefully you've enjoyed it all the same. If you have, give the video a like, let me know what you think. Have you tried out Boudica as a infantry commander? If so, how did you get on? Any tips on what I could do better with Boudica, or why Boudica is sort of a good idea to use as a infantry commander? Anyway, thanks for watching guys. If you've enjoyed it, yes, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel for more content, and I shall see you all on the next video.